In this video, you will learn how to multiply integers. One of the first things you have to establish or learn when you multiply integers are the rules of multiplying integers, specifically related to the signs. So if I were to multiply a negative integer by another negative integer, then the product, or my answer, would be positive. If I were to multiply a negative integer by a positive integer, then the product would be negative. If I multiplied a positive integer by a negative integer, then the product or answer would be negative. And of course, if I multiply a positive integer by another positive integer, then the product or the answer will be positive. Let's look at some examples. Positive 3 times negative 2 is going to equal negative 6 because I am multiplying a positive integer by a negative integer. And so we know just from the rules that our product, our answer, is going to be negative. I could take negative 4 and multiply it by negative 4. And because I am multiplying two negative integers, then my product is going to be positive. Now I'm doing a negative integer, negative 10, multiplied by a positive integer, positive 4, negative 10 multiplied by positive 4 is negative 40. And finally, we can multiply two positive integers together. Positive 8 times positive 3 equals positive 24. Let's see how we can use models to represent multiplying integers. Our first model here is an interesting picture. I see what looks to be these little circles with negative signs in them. We're going to refer to these as counters. Each of these counters represents a negative integer. I also notice that these counters have been put into two groups. And in each group there are 4 negative counters. So using this model, we could write a multiplication problem. Positive 2, that's the number of groups, times negative 4. That's the number of counters in each group. And the counters represent negative integers, so we write a negative 4. So positive 2 times negative 4 is going to equal negative 8. And to double check this, what I can do is I can just count the counters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because each of those counters represent one negative integer, and there are 8 counters, our answer is negative 8. Now we can try it on a number line. Starting at 0 or at the origin, I'm going to go to the left 4 spaces. This represents negative 4. If I did this 2 times negative 4, that would take me to negative 8. So again, we can see 2 times negative 4 equals negative 8.